The Bonk meme coin on Solana is yet on another run. Let's have a look at on-chain data and find out who is buying, who is selling here. Is this adoption by a lot of people pushing up the price sustainably, or is this manipulation by the large whales? Let's look deeper into the data most people aren't considering. So this is the price action today. We are up 13%. This week we are up 20%, and this month we almost doubled. We are very close to the all-time high. This is not the first video on Bonk on this channel. I published a video half a year ago. The video performed better than average, so the average video is here in gray, and in blue we see that first video's performance. At the time we were at a price of 4,383, so that was on the 20th of November of last year. So over here on this chart. Since then, of course, we made a multiple X. So if this is your first time looking at Bonk, then maybe consider following channels like this. I try to be early. I try to publish videos regularly. Now let's have a look at this recent price rally. Let's say the last month. And let's also look at what could potential headwinds be. How much more can Bonk potentially rise? So here's some on-chain data from a tool that I've developed myself. You can check out this tool in the premium membership. Link is down below, thebitcoinstrader.com. You can plug in any Solana token into this tool. And what we see over here is the number of first-time traders versus recurring traders on any given day. And whenever we see a spike of first-time traders coming into any token, we tend to see quite a bit of price appreciation afterwards. The reason for that is that the number of investors is growing for a token. As long as more people jump on a token, the price of course tends to rise. So let's have a look at the 24th of April. That was over here in this chart. Then we saw another peak of roughly 40% price appreciation, of course with quite a bit of volatility. Since then, for pretty much any day, we saw the number of recurring traders exceeding the number of first-time traders. And so most of the time, the price did not appreciate further. The number of transactions comes in waves. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. Usually when attention is low, when there's not a lot of transactions, that's also a good time to buy. So for example, over here, right, we had a low in transactions on the 30th and on the 31st of January. That was over here in the price. And then, of course, as trading volume increases again, especially during the end of February of this year, we are seeing the massive price increases. Now, I always like to look at what is small retail doing versus what are the whales doing, because that can give us an idea of whether or not currently the price action is manipulated. This is the fraction of trading volume split up by different wallet sizes. And I've removed here small retail. That's all the wallets that have less than $1,000 worth of the token. We've got only wallets that have more than $1,000. And when this is peaking, this tends to be a sign that the price action is mainly caused by the large players. So this is what I believe is going on over here. This is not retail buying. This is large whales getting in. Now, I think it makes sense to be somewhat cautious with meme coin trading on Solana right now. And that's because of the following. A good sign is that most of total value locked increase happened on Solana in the last days when comparing this to other chains. Right? The 1 month change, the 7-day change was pretty good for Solana. It wasn't as good for the other chains. That's good. However, we have to consider upside potential. It doesn't look like Bonk is that large when we order by liquidity on the Solana chain. It looks like it's only at place number 11. But in terms of market cap for all meme coins across all chains, Bonk is already at number 6. It's got 2 billion of market cap. With another 2x, it would flip Pepe and be among the top 3 meme coins. So it's very, very, very unlikely that Bonk will do another 10x from here. It's simply already that large. The reason why the liquidity pool on the Solana chain is so small is because a lot of the Bonk has already moved to centralized exchanges. Because have a look at this. Most trading volume now happens on Binance, Coinbase, OKX and Gate.io. It doesn't happen anymore on Radium, on any decentralized exchanges. This is now in the hands of the big guys. There's another problematic sign in this market. The stablecoin market cap isn't growing anymore. So there's no more new fiat getting deposited on centralized exchanges that then send this over to Tether, for example, that then pushes up various altcoins. The stablecoin market cap isn't growing anymore for roughly 1 month. Or have a look at this. This is specific to Solana. This is the Solana price divided by the Ethereum price. So we're looking now at relative performance to Ethereum. And this is a very long-term chart. We had an historical high in September of 2021 another high in November of 2021. Then we got very close to that high in December of last year. We reached those highs in March and April of this year. Now we are very close to this again. The air might get thin here. And of course, there is a ton of correlation between Solana and Bonk. So when Solana is going down, then the US dollar valuation of Bonk is very likely going to go down as well. Let's look at Bonk relative to Solana. How much outperformance can we expect? As can be seen in this chart over here. This is Bonk relative to SOL. So the Bonk price divided by the Solana price. This comes in waves of attention. Currently, we are somewhat elevated again, but still, what's really the upside here relative to Solana? Maybe 15%, but the downside almost 40%. And at the same time, Solana itself is already expensive. At the same time, it's one of the largest meme coins already. And we are not seeing a lot of new first-time traders coming in the last days on chain. All of this makes me skeptical. I'm not saying that it's impossible for Bonk to go further up from here, but I'm not sure if the risk is really worth the reward. I believe that meme coins are really a game of asymmetric returns. As in, most of the time we might be losing, but in the few times where we win, we want to get multiple X returns. With Bonk, we take on the risk of a meme coin, but we don't necessarily have a 10X upside anymore, simply because it's already so large. I'm simply just sharing my data here. What you do with that data is of course up to you. You make your own decisions. If you found this useful, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. If you want to know what I'm buying, feel free to check out Premium down below, thebitcoinstrader.com. You get also access to various tools. For example, this one where you can plug in any Solana token. And if you've got Telegram, there's also a free chat. Link is as well down below.